everyone. Welcome back to some bonus content here on the Nordcast Network. It is a tier list Thursday because we do it different here on the MVP. We're running it back.
Let's go.
We're starting a brand new series here of tier lists. We're going to take a look at the best players from each position on each team and see where they rank amongst themselves. So today we are doing number one centers. Maybe next week we'll do number one wingers. But today we're starting off with the 1Cs. LeBlanc, would you care to explain the 5 tiers that we have today?
Of course I will. So top, you got franchise. These are like the cream of the crop. These are like the best players in the league at their position, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Elite, these are still like I say like top like 5 to 10 guys at their position. Great, they're a great center. They're not in the elite tier, but they're great. Good, they're not like I wouldn't say they're game breakers, but I wouldn't say they're like bad. I would say these are from guys ranked like maybe like 15th to 20th at their position, and then average. These are just like it could be better, but they're not. They're just there. You know what I mean?
There's no one center that is like genuinely bad. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's no 1C on this list where we're gonna look at him and be like, yeah, they're genuinely a bad center.
So no Febreze?
There's no Febreze today. We got to retire the Febreze just for this tier list, just for this one. Okay, so let's start off here. It's semi-alphabetical, semi-not. It's really weird the way that the order puts it in. But regardless here, let's start off with Leo Carlsson, who's been tearing it up this year for the Anaheim Ducks. He's been phenomenal for them. Has 20 points in just 13 games played. Guys, I'm thinking between great and elite. Do we think he's at that elite status? I'm
going to let Tim go first.
I think he's on the verge of it. He definitely has the potential to get to that point, but I think for right now, with all the amount of great 1Cs in the league, I'd probably just stick him on the higher end of great.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Again, like you look at all the elite centers in the league, I feel like you can't have everybody in elite, so we're gonna put him in great for now. I think that's fair.
Leo Carlsson, drafted second overall in his draft class. Currently tearing it up. He's very good playmaker. I'm going to agree with Tim, though, that I think he's at the very top of great. I think if we're doing this time next season, he'll be an elite, though.
Yeah, totally agree. Next up, then, is Tage Thompson. Thompson, so far this year, 10 points in 14 games played. So Thompson, we put an asterisk next to because he doesn't primarily play center. He can play winger. He's done all of the positions there in the forward core. But Thompson, we're going to put him as center. Otherwise, your number one guy is Ryan McLeod.
Or Noah Ostlund.
That might be somebody who we would put in Febreze. I'm going to be honest with you. So, Tage Thompson, what do you guys think about him?
James, you want to start this one?
Sure. Tage, Tage is Tage. Like, he's big. He can move. He's big. He can score. He can move the puck very well. Uses his body to create physicality and uses his body to create scoring opportunities for his team. I don't know if this is off base. I feel like Tage Thompson is an elite player, and I feel like he should be at the bottom end of an elite tier.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's weird because I think like all of us, we normally when we think of Tage, we don't think of him as this high-end elite center. We all think of him as this jumbo elite rocket of a shot winger. But like you said, if we didn't put him as a center, which he has played in his career, then you have like a Ryan McLeod, Noah Ostlund, and that's just not a 1C type guy. So yeah, I kind of agree he would probably be lower end elite because as a player, he is a very elite player.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Pavel Zacha then of the Boston Bruins. Zacha so far this season with Boston has 14 points in 16 games played. Overall, on almost any other team in the NHL, Zacha is not a number one center. I'm going to be honest with you. I would say he's probably in the average tier. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely the first guy we're going to have to put in average because when you think about like most teams in the league, Pavel Zacha is not going to be your first line center. It's just how things are in Boston right now, where he is that number one center. It's just he's there out of necessity for him, not because he is that 1C.
Technically, right now, their 1C, looking at their lineup, is actually Marat Kuznetsov, but we went with somebody who has a lot more NHL experience. LeBlanc?
I'm trying to... Lindholm's not a center, correct?
Lindholm, I think,
Lindholm is a center. They signed him to be a center, but Zacha's just outperforming him and playing for the most part with Pastrnak.
I just wanted to clarify that so that I wasn't. I'm not trying to. What's the word here? Undermine you. Sorry, but Zacha, like it's all right. Like he has his moments for sure, but out of all these centers, I think Zacha is probably a bottom 5 on the list.
Yeah, average in my eyes. Here's a fun one. Auston Matthews. Matthews, obviously an elite dynamic player, will likely be in one of the top 2 tiers. So far this season, 12 points in 14 games played. What do we think about Auston Matthews?
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
I'm going to speak for you. I think he is franchised. Despite the struggles he's had, I think a lot of it may be his injury. He's dealing with an injury right now that is not the greatest in the world. Apparently, he is healthy, but I'm not really sure how true that is.
I'm not buying that. I feel like it's been the same injury for like 2 years now.
Yeah, and through no fault of
he just like refuses to get surgery on it.
Yeah. We think he's a franchise player, though.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to argue for elite, saying because we always talk about, like, his talent is amazing. He is a 2 or 3-time Rocket winner now. He can score the puck when he's not healthy. He's not the great, like, given any player when they're not healthy isn't going to be perform to their levels. But like, the best availability is what?
100% availability.
Availability, and I hate to book it. Like, I don't mind having Matthews in franchise. I think he is a franchise level player, but I feel like I can make the argument for him to be in the elite tier as well.
Well, right now, like if we're factoring injuries here, like, are you going to put Jack Hughes in good? Because Jack Hughes has had injury problems that has missed the second half of the last 2 years. So, like, I mean, if I get like availability is a big factor with you, but I don't think injury should base on how franchise level of a player.
I just feel like
how good a player is.
I just feel like Matthews is also being lapped by some of these centers in the past year and a half.
Probably, yeah, but he's also dealt with
injuries,
that hand injury or whatever he's had. Tim, weigh in here for us.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in the middle because I feel like he's either a low end franchise or high end elite. He's kind of like right in that middle where when he's on, he's a Hart candidate year in, year out. He could win the Rocket any year he wants. And now he's starting to play like Selke level defense, kind of. But the injury for me is where I'd probably push him down to that high end of elite, just because I also feel like he's being lapped a little bit by some of these other guys.
I don't agree. I think he's a franchise center. I think we're kidding ourselves here. Like, I don't think an injury should determine where a player is ranked amongst centers. Like, I mean, if that's the case, then Jack Hughes should be a lot lower. A guy like, I'm just looking at the list of guys here. Like Barkov, are we going to put him in average just because he hasn't played it all this year? Like, I don't think an injury should depict how good a player is.
Like I said, I'm fine putting him in franchise. I got no issue with it, but I wanted to make the argument for the elite category as well.
I get elite. Like I think we'd be kidding ourselves if he's not in franchise. Like I'm fine with low end, but like I think we're crazy if we put him in elite. Like I think he's a franchise center. Like what is Toronto without Auston Matthews?
Yeah, that's fair.
A lottery team.
Maybe not a lottery team, but they're definitely not as good as they are right now.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so I'll settle for franchise right now. Maybe if I look and see, like, maybe we have too many.
We have
maybe
to come back to it. Maybe move.
We'll settle for it, but I think franchise we'd be kidding ourselves. Dylan Larkin, I think I know what tier he's in. He's definitely in the Febreze tier. Just kidding. Tim,
Right,
you're the Red Wings fan, so I'll let you lead off on where you think Larkin ranks amongst these guys.
I feel like for me, I feel like he's probably like in the middle ground of great. I feel like he's probably near that like 10 to 15 range for.
Wow, you're lower on him than I am.
Why are you so low on all your damn players? Like, I have a question.
I'm trying not to be biased.
You're like,
where do you think he is? I was thinking like actually low end elite.
Low end elite. I'll be honest, low end elite.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna steer you guys away from it. I'm just trying to like.
Larkin,
see. I'm trying not to be biased with it.
Here's my thing. Larkin, he's a great leader. He's fast. He's a great playmaker. He's a 30 goal scorer every year. He's a point per game guy last year, I'm pretty sure. He's what you want. You want him on your team, and you want him as your. I would say on a true contender, he might be a number 2C, but he's a good 1C for the Red Wings, and a very good one.
The Red Wings, when he came in, his rookie season was the last year they made the playoffs. I feel like them not making the playoffs really makes Larkin so underlooked from how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna be seriously honest with you. So I'm gonna go low end elite again. Like we have 28, 29 other centers to go through here. So maybe at the end of that, I can lean it down to great. But I think like right now, like he is an elite center. Maybe the points and stuff aren't there. The leadership is great though. Yeah. Good offensive skill.
The counting stats aren't always there for him, but
yeah, I think he's still very good though. Like that should not be, degraded here. Sebastian Aho. Aho has been a very clutch player for Carolina here for quite a long time, I might say. So far this year, 13 points in 13 games played. He's always been consistent. He's always been a playoff player. You look at his playoff numbers too. Like I think we really still even underrate Aho. Has been a consistent, almost point per game player every single year in the playoffs. When Carolina loses in the Eastern Conference Finals, it's not his fault. No. I am firmly confident that he is a high-end elite, not a franchise. I don't see him being a franchise, but I think he's a high-end elite center.
Yeah. I'm not as high on Aho as you are, but he's definitely in the elite tier in my book.
I think he's better than Thompson.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Tim?
Yeah, I mean, Aho's like one of the best all-around two-way players in the league. I feel like he's always in that Selke trophy conversation where maybe the counting stats for him in the regular season aren't always there, but you can always count on him to be relatively close to point per game every year, and you know you're going to get elite defense out of him. He's always one of the driving factors for the Canes. If he's healthy, they're going to be a good team. Granted, they're always a good team, but when he's out of the lineup, you definitely see it with how they play.
He scored every single overtime goal last year for the Hurricanes. This guy is a clutch performer. Like when you look at guys who are clutch and always show up when it matters, Aho's been one of the biggest guys for that.
Yeah, he had 5 overtime goals last year in the season. How do I know it? I did a whole spreadsheet on all the overtime goals last year. So I got to count him quite a bit. Like Tim was saying, like he's a Selke candidate every year. He's clutch when it matters. Also, he's low-key. He's a little bit of a pest, too. Like he gets under your skin a little bit.
He is. He's got that sense to him. I'm a big fan of Aho. I think he's an elite center for sure. Nazem Kadri up next here. So Kadri so far this season has been good for the Flames. Has 11 points in 15 games played. A good player on a not-so-good team. He's not an elite center. I don't even know if he's a great center, but he's definitely in these two tiers of great and good. I'm just debating on which one. What do you guys think?
Congrats on him on 1,000 games.
Yeah, congrats. Of course, I lost power midway through that stream. I'm still not over that, by the way.
I think Nazem Kadri is a good center. I don't think he's an average. I think he'll be on the mid tier of good. I don't see him as he's not a great center. He is an older player. He's not what he was in Toronto and Colorado, but he's still a good player. I would say he's a good center.
Good center, Tim. You agree?
Yeah, he's one of the few bright spots on that Calgary Flames team, especially offensively. There's not a lot of guys who are putting up a lot of points for them. So Kadri almost being point per game there, I would say he's definitely a good center, good 1C in this league. but he's definitely nowhere near average.
Now on to a former Calgary Flame here, Sean Monahan of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's bounced around a little bit, but this season so far with the Blue Jackets has 6 points in 13 games played. Probably good, but
I have an opinion.
For average.
I would say he's closer. I'd say he's closer to Pavel Zacha than he is Nazem Kadri.
Yeah, I was going to say
like he's more average than. He's probably like higher end of average.
Monahan's would argue that Adam Fantilli could be their 1C.
I was going to say, like, Fantilli technically is their 2C, but he will be their 1C by the end of the year. Monahan, throughout his career, has been a good center. I never saw Monahan as an elite center throughout his career. And then last year, I think, was a bit of a fluke stat-wise, but I think this year we're seeing him go back to what he was at the end of his tenure in Montreal and Winnipeg. I think he's just an average center. I put him above Pavel Zacha for sure, though.
Yeah. I mean, I like Monahan, but I feel like when you look amongst all these guys, he's probably in that average tier, to be honest with you. Connor McDavid, definitely in the Febreze tier. No, I think this guy is the best center in the league, franchise guy.
Next question.
Next question, honestly.
Do we even need to debate this? Like, no, this guy's awesome.
There's no debate. He's the best player in the world until proven otherwise.
Yeah, probably. And then we could even throw in his second-line center here, Leon Draisaitl. Probably finishes in franchise, too. So that just shows how awesome they are. And then, Canadian-born as well. So there you go. We won't spend that much time on it because there's not really much to talk about. Jack Hughes so far this year has been dynamo for the New Jersey Devils. I think he's tied for second in goals. Actually, he has 18 points in 14 games played. I would say Hughes is in that elite tier. You can maybe even make an argument for franchise, but I think he's firmly elite in my opinion.
I would not put Hughes in franchise. He's definitely at the top of the elite tier, though.
Yeah, definitely the top of the elite tier.
Yeah,
some people would argue franchise.
Franchise. He's not. Like, I wouldn't say he's a franchise guy, but he's definitely high end of the elite category for sure.
Like, he does it all. Like like you said, like he's a good goal scorer. Finds his teammates. He's very good defensively too, as well.
It's kind of an underrated part of his game. Not many people talk about how good of a defensive center he is. Granted, because of who the other main center on New Jersey is with Nico Hischier, who a lot of people think is probably going to be one of the top candidates for the Selke this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. So Hughes, I think, got to be up there in the elite tier for sure. Bo Horvat of the New York Islanders. Horvat so far this season with the Isles, which is a not so good of a hockey team. He has 16 points in 14 games played, though, so he's been actually pretty good so far this year. Horvat, I would say, has been one of the more underlooked centers in the league. Last year did have 57 points. The year prior, 68. He's had some good years with the Vancouver Canucks into the Islanders. I never considered him like an elite center. I don't even know if you could argue a great center, but he is a good 1C, I would argue.
I would put Bo Horvat at the end of the great tier. He was a great.
At the end of the great tier, really?
Yeah, he was a great center in Vancouver. He's still putting. You're not putting the numbers he did in Vancouver, but he's still producing like a number one center should on the island. With, I would say, limited. Not the talent he had in Vancouver. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I put him at the end of the great tier.
At the end of the great tier. Okay, Tim, what do you think?
Yeah, Evan, I was kind of more along the lines with you, like the very high end of good. I feel like the counting stats are not as high as some of these other guys. Like, he's definitely, I feel like he's closer to Kadri than he is to Leo Carlson, and that's not like a slight on Bo at all.
It's not really a fair comparison.
No, it's not.
Really,
it's not a fair comparison at all. But
we're very early in the tier list, though.
We are. I feel like he's closer to that good tier. That's where I probably would put him, like on the higher end of that.
It's 2 against 1, so you can put him in the good tier for now. We can talk about it at the end of the video.
Do you think he's better than Kadri?
Yes.
I think he's better than Kadri as well. So I'll put him in good for now. I can see the argument, though. I can see the vision for great. but I would put him in good for now. JT Miller, then, of the New York Rangers. Some would argue it's Mika Zibanejad, but we're going to go with a better player. JT Miller. So far this year, 8 points, 15 games played with the Rangers. What do we think about Miller?
Miller is Miller. JT Miller is
not great tier.
I think JT Miller is more along great than he is an elite tier.
Oh, I think he's great. I thought you guys were going to go good. I was like, he's great.
No, I don't think he's elite. I think he's not good enough to be in the elite tier, but he's not bad enough to be in the good tier, so I stick him in the great tier.
Yeah.
I think Leo Carlsson is better than him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely nowhere near Leo. Like there's definitely a gap there. But the gap between him and Leo is kind of smaller than it is between the gap of him and Bo for me.
Yeah. I think he's had some pretty good seasons with the Canucks and the Rangers. Last year wasn't the greatest in the world, but when he went to New York, he put up like 35 points in, I think it was like 40 something games. Let me go actually look up those exact stats. He was good last year with the Rangers. Yeah, had 35 points in 32 games played last year since joining that team. So he became a dynamo player immediately since leaving Vancouver. But yeah, I think great is fair for now. Sean Couturier of the Philadelphia Flyers. So Couturier really sucks because he missed a few seasons with injury, and that really kind of eliminated him. He has 10 points in 13 games played so far this year, had 45 points last year. He's not really known for his offensive capabilities. He's known for his good defensive play. He's a good two-way center. I think he has a Selke under his belt from 2019-20. I don't think, like, just in a Flyers fan opinion here, I think he's probably in the average tier, if not maybe the lower tier of good.
With all due respect to Sean Couturier, he's older. He's kind of, in my opinion, when I saw him play this year too, live in person, he's kind of washed. I would put him in the average tier. I put him above Monahan though, because his defense is like his defense alone. You can put him in the good tier at the end of it. But yeah. I would stick with average.
Yeah, he's definitely higher end of average. The defensive side of the puck is really what is carrying his game at this point. You can definitely tell he's losing a step offensively, but that's also just coming with age.
He's only 32 though.
But when you miss, like I think he missed 2 years?
2 years. He's never been known for his good offensive play though. Like he's never been an elite.
I think his highs and points are like 50 in the 50s and 60s. Like I don't think he ever reached 70 points.
I can tell you right now, you are wrong. He reached 76 points in back-to-back years in 2018 and 18-19. But since then, his career high is 59, and that was the year prior.
Damn, I don't know ball.
His career high since coming back from injury is 45.
Okay.
So it hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
I think average, though, is the right tier. Like, I'm not trying to dispute that whatsoever. But I am going to defend my boy from the LeBlanc James slander. But, yeah.
I said he was good defensively. I didn't say he was...
If only we were making a defensive tier list. Lane Hudson would be in... Anyway. So, Matty Beniers here up next for the Seattle Kraken. Beniers so far this year, 8 points in 13 games played. What's really disappointing is that since his Calder Trophy year, he has not been able to get back to that offensive skill. However, on the contrary to a guy like Couturier, I do think, first off, he's young, and he's also really improved defensively. I think he is a good center.
It sucks about Matty Beniers because, like, it feels like he had his rookie year, and he was like, wow, he's going to on a great progression. Then he had this sophomore slump, and then he hasn't really progressed outside of his defensive game since.
He has.
He's still young. There's still time for him to get better. I'm not saying this is the finished product of Matty Beniers, but
no, me neither.
But Matty Beniers he's not in the great tier, but he's definitely at the top of the good tier. I would say. Like,
yeah, I think he's better than Bo Horvat in my eyes.
I was gonna say at this point, Shane Wright might pass him as number one center.
Possibly. I think right now though he is the 1C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like he's definitely he's higher than Bo Horvat for sure. I wouldn't put him in that great category at all, but I'd say probably higher end of good. But like if the offensive side of if he can find the offensive side of his game again, that'll be a whole nother level he can go to. The problem is we haven't seen it since his rookie year, and I don't know if we're gonna see it.
Oh yeah, if he could find his offensive side to his game, he could be up here. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, he could be up in the elite tier. Like if he finds that really real offensive knack that we saw in his seasons with Michigan, he could be in that elite tier. But without that, he's played good defensively, but overall the offensive numbers are honestly kind of average. So I would say he's in the good tier though, regardless of that. Here's a fun one. Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks, their number one center. Bedard so far this year, 22 points in 15 games played. He had 67, don't laugh, points last year. He's been good for Chicago here. Would you guys argue he's in this elite tier just yet, or are you guys a little bit holding off on that?
No!
Okay, I have to turn down the volume now. Great.
Sorry. No, I would put Bedard at the top of great. I don't think he's in the elite tier. I think it's just because we had this, opinion of Bedard to be this when he came out. The hype was so real with Bedard being this generational talent, and especially last year, I think he just didn't show it. This year, he's showing it. So I don't want to put him in elite just yet. I feel like he has to put him at the top of great.
So far, I have no doubts that he can be an elite player.
I have no doubts in my mind either.
Oh, yeah. The doubt of how good he can be is not what's preventing him from being there. It's the fact that I think part of most people are judging off what we were hyping him to be compared to what he is. Not considering into the fact that he hasn't been surrounded with a lot of help in Chicago.
Talking about that, man. Get this guy a winger or something.
Please. Someone give this man some help.
Tired of talking.
He's finally having his breakout year this year, which is good to see because he has the potential to be closer to that Jack Hughes level in elite. I think if he can just get up to that point and get the help he needs from a winger standpoint. But yeah, I definitely have him at the high end of great right now.
I agree. I totally agree. I do have an opinion here. I think right now he is a center. I think down the road, though,
I don't think he sticks at center.
He may not be, because the first reason of that is that you see Chicago all the time. They love to draft centers like Anton Frundell, Frankie Nazar. They love to draft centers. But for Connor Bedard, he's also not been that great at the faceoff center too. I'm trying to look up his faceoff percentage stats.
He has not been good in the dot at all in his career so far.
A lot of young players aren't good in the dot though.
It's true.
So far this year, 46% faceoff win percentage. That is true though, LeBlanc. I will say that young players aren't that great at it. But I do wonder, the Chicago keeps drafting these centers. Are we going to see them just
draft a defenseman? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong team.
That's Seattle. Team. Draft a winger. Draft a winger.
But I don't want to get off track, everybody. I look at Chicago, and I don't think Frundell's a center long term.
You don't think Frundell's the center? Okay.
I think Frundell's the winger, and Bedard's going to stick at center because I feel like Bedard eventually is going to figure it out.
Jack, who is a Blackhawks fan on the Nordcast, he thinks the opposite of you. He thinks Bedard will move to the wing when we discuss it on the pod. So we'll see. I'm not depicting you from anything there, but it's a good discussion to have. Again, Chicago, they got to figure something out there. They could do either way. I think either way will be fine. But for them to keep Bedard at the center, they're going to need to see his face-off numbers improve. That definitely needs to happen there. Dylan Strome for the Washington Capitals. Strome, so far this season, 14 points in 12 games played. Had 82 points the year prior, 67 the year before that. I feel like since coming to Washington, he has really shown how good of a center he is. And I don't really think last year's a fluke. Maybe he doesn't get back to that 82 points again, but I don't think it's a fluke. He's already over a point per game so far this year. I would argue he is at the low end of great, in my opinion, maybe even mid-grade.
Oh, okay, good. I thought we were gonna, because I thought one of you was gonna say that he's elite, and I was gonna just like end your life right there. So,
Are you crazy,
no.
LeBlanc? He's a franchise center. No, he's in the
like Stromi's a great center. Like, he puts up points. He plays decent defense. He's great. He's a great center. I'm not putting him in the upper echelon of the elites and the franchise centers, though.
Yeah, he's genuinely a great center.
I mean, if we want to talk about contracts, then his contract's up there. That's a great contract.
Oh, yeah, fine. That
contract's all the way up there, yeah.
Thank you for that idea, Tim. I just thought of that.
You're welcome.
Do we think he's better than Miller?
No.
No. Okay. I don't think so either.
I mean, it's close. Like,
it's close.
It's a coin flip. But I lean Strome. Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele here of the Winnipeg Jets has been very good so far this year. Has 20 points in 13 games played with the Winnipeg Jets. Is currently playing right now against San Jose. We're recording this on Friday the 7th. This probably drops Thursday the 13th? But regardless, Mark Scheifele here. I think he's on the upper end of great. I don't know if I consider him an elite center.
Oof. Mark Scheifele's an elite center, dude.
You think so?
I feel like Mark Scheifele, time again, we say Mark Scheifele's going to take a step back. Mark Scheifele can't do this. Mark Scheifele can't do that. And then,
yeah, he's an elite.
And then he continually proves this wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure he had a 35-40 goal season last year, and nobody wanted to talk about it.
No, I think he was
9 goals. I'm crazy. I think he's better than Larkin, actually, now that I think about it.
Tim, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm okay with that, but I feel like Larkin's better than Thompson. As a pure center, yes.
Okay. All right. I will settle for that. We'll put Scheifele ahead of Larkin, and then
Larkin I feel like
if we're going as a pure center, I feel like Larkin is definitely the better center.
Yeah,
Thompson might be the better player, but as a pure center, it's definitely Larkin.
Yeah, like Scheifele, like just I don't know. I'm really high on Mark Scheifele. He's been one of my favorite players to watch since he came into the league with the Winnipeg Jets, and just like he's good. He's good at faceoffs. He's good. He's got a good shot. He can feed the puck to Kyle Connor. He's really. I don't know if he plays penalty kill. I have no idea if he does.
I think he does. It wouldn't shock me if he does. He's a great all-around center.
Determine that for you right now. If you just give me a second.
My only problem is I just feel like Connor's kind of not Connor. I feel like Scheifele's a little bit of a prick. Like he just has this like attitude of one. There's something about him that just rubs me the wrong way.
I hate to break it to you, but most hockey players are pricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them are pricks. Some are just more than others. I think that's what he's trying to get there with that. So, but I mean, like I'm kind of crazy for not thinking he's an elite.
But those folks keep score at home. Mark Scheifele does not swear, ever.
He doesn't swear. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but
it's funny to hear him mic'd up when when players get mic'd up and they're arguing. It's hard. It's like what the flip? Like it's really funny to hear him swear.
He's great. He is awesome with that. All right, Jack Eichel. Eichel so far this year, 21 points in 13 games played. Had 94 points last year. That was his career high. He's never had a 100-point season. Just kind of crazy to think.
It's crazy to think about, but then you remember he was stuck in Buffalo for all those years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's that. There's that.
There's the Buffalo tax here, people.
Yep. So yeah, Eichel.
Call me crazy. Borderline franchise or like bottom end of franchise.
You think so?
I would definitely put him there. I think he's one of the best centers in the league. He's a high offensive player, but he's also a Selke level defender.
Yeah, Selke level defender, good at the face-off dot. Really good at getting driving the line and getting the puck to the open man. Like just very high offensive IQ and defensive IQ with Eichel. I'm not ready to put him above Matthews though.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be crazy thinking he's a franchise guy.
We all thought we were crazy, and they're like, "Nah, we all agree."
You all agree with me? Cool. Yeah. So Eichel again, I think he's had great offensive stretches. I think like I said, he's never had a 100-point season, but I don't think that really depicts how good a player is. What Miller had a 100-point season. That means he's a franchise guy. That doesn't mean anything. So
I feel like
that out there.
I don't know. I feel like Eichel in a way was also robbed of that Conn Smythe in that Cup run too. Granted, Marchessault was so amazing in that Cup run too, but I feel like it probably should have gone to Eichel.
26 games played.
And I just want to put something out. The 100-point season, I feel like that's a phenomenon driven by a media based phenomenon where if you haven't had a 100-point season, how can you consider yourself an elite player?
Yeah. Like I don't think 100 points 100% depicts how good a player really is.
And I'm gonna say, on some of these really good teams, there's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, exactly. Nick Suzuki. Here's a good discussion here. Suzuki so far with the Montreal Canadiens has had some really good seasons. So far this year, 19 points in 14 games played. Over the last, I would say, 3 seasons, he's taken massive steps and becoming Montreal's number 1 center. Last year had a career high 89 points in 82 games played. What do you guys think about Montreal's Nick Suzuki?
Tim, can I go first on this one?
Yes, you can.
Nick Suzuki is an elite center. Just his defensive game alone. His defensive game did fall off a little bit last year, but it's still very, very, very high end defense. Great defensive IQ. He's what you want in a center. He can play both sides of the ice. I don't know about his leadership. That's not just it. Maybe this is the bias in me, but he's a very good playmaking defensive two-way center. And I honestly going to say this. I think he's better than Larkin.
Yeah. You think he's better? I think he's better than You think he's better than Scheifele or no?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'll put him right here.
And that's me trying to be unbiased. So you're welcome.
Tim, any thoughts?
Probably best if I don't say anything.
Okay. Nathan MacKinnon up next here for the Montreal Canadiens, for the Colorado.
Whoa.
We don't need to push those agendas.
Sorry, I didn't mean to push that agenda. Sorry. MacKinnon.
We don't need those spots out there.
Nathan MacKinnon, so far I don't even need to read off his stats. He is a franchise center. I think he's probably number 2 in terms of centers in the league.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. I don't really know who comes close to the top 2.
Next question.
Yeah, next.
Next question. We don't really have that much to add on it. Nathan MacKinnon is a franchise number 1 center. All right, here's a really good one.
Now for a fun topic.
Cause a lot of discussion. Elias Pettersson of the Vancouver Canucks. Pettersson so far this year may not even be a number 1 center. Has 10 points in 15 games played so far with Vancouver. He has been
pace to be better than last year.
Worse. Sorry, what?
I said he's on pace to get more points than last year.
That's true. He's been increasingly worse over the last couple of seasons. We're early into this year. I'm going to say that. But what are your guys' evaluations on Pettersson at this point in time?
The fall off must be studied. I'm just
studied, man.
He went from what
110. He's 110 points one year, or 106 points, and then he had
got the contract 40, and then quit.
Yeah, and then he got 45 points last year, and he's making $10.5 million. That's unacceptable. And even this year, he's doing better, but after this season right here and last season,
am I crazy to say good?
I think he's better than Strome. I don't know if that's just the prestige of him, what he was.
That might be the prestige of him, because if we're just going off how they're playing, and this may be a hot take, but I'd rather have Dylan Strome.
I think he's better than everybody in the good tier, though.
That season where he had that 102-point year was 3 years ago, though.
Yeah, it's been a minute since he's.
I just want to put this out there to the world. He had the same points as Sean Couturier last year.
That's actually crazy.
Oh my lord!
I just want to put this out there to the world. Elias Pettersson washed. No. I think he is at the top of good. I think he's better than all those guys in good overall. Yeah. But I don't think he's in that great tier.
Yeah,
in my opinion. I don't think he's in that great tier.
That's what I was going to say.
He hasn't played in the last 2 or 3 years to be in that great tier. We forget
I disagree. I disagree with you guys, but I'm willing to go with the good tier though. At the very top of the good tier.
I fully agree with you here.
We forget that he was not good in the playoffs either that year.
No, he wasn't.
He was injured. That the injuries is like you say. It's the playoffs. Everybody's injured, so that's really not an excuse.
Yeah, but everyone's injured in the playoffs.
He's getting paid 11.6, by the way.
11.6.
11. Yeah. Oh my lord! It's worse than I thought.
Yeah, he's in the good tier. Like, that's not acceptable. It's not. 45 points for $11 million.
I want to do the math on that. What's the cost per point on that contract so far?
Oh my god, I don't know how to do that. Do you take the points and then divide it by the contract?
Yes.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that while you guys talk about
how many points has he had since he signed the contract?
Oh god, probably less. Probably just over 100. I want to move on. I will do the numbers while you talk about the next guy, Logan Cooley. Cooley has been awesome so far for the Utah Mammoth. He is young and he is just heading into like the start of his career. Has 12 points in 14 games played so far this year. Last year he had 65 points in 75 games played. What do you guys think about the Logan Cooley?
Off to a very hot start this year. Logan Cooley, just like as a center, he's a dynamo. Like he can dish it, he can shoot it, he can win the face off. He's a low end elite center in my book.
Low end elite, wow.
I put him at the very end though. I wouldn't put him above Tage Thompson.
I was gonna say, I don't hate that, but I was gonna say he was close. Like I almost put him just above Bedard in great. And I love watching Logan Cooley. I watched Logan Cooley a lot, like a few times when he was in college at Minnesota. I knew he was going to be good when he got to the NHL. I didn't realize he was going to be this good. I didn't think he was going to get a $10 million contract. I'm not saying he wasn't going to get paid, but he's definitely proven me wrong a little bit just with how good he has been.
I think right now he is on the higher end of great. I don't know if I consider him an elite center just yet. Yeah. I need to see how this season plays out. So far, it's shaping up that at the end of the year, like I'm gonna be in that elite. I'm gonna be firmly agreeing with that elite, but I don't know if he's there just yet. Do we think he's better than Bedard?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
As of right now, yes.
With the season Bedard's having. By the way, Bedard has 4 points tonight against Calgary. His numbers are up better.
Okay. It's Calgary and it's November.
I disagree. I think Bedard's better. At least right now.
Tim, tiebreaker.
Yeah, originally I was gonna say under Bedard above Carlson.
Okay. There you go. I have an update on Pettersson and how much money he makes per point. So I divided 45 by $111.6 million. So he averages with that money 0.0000387,931. Did I do that right?
No.
Now you got to move the decimal place. Now you got to move the decimal point.
Oh, how much times do I move it? I've never been good at this.
Here, let me just do that. I'll real quick. We can get it over with. So he makes 11.5.
Yep.
11.6.
Sorry. Okay. He had 45 points last year, and he has 10 points this year. So that's 55 points.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't include this year. I just did last year.
Well, I was just gonna say how many points. When was the contract signed? That's the question.
I did. That
I don't remember. We'll just throw it off the last 2 seasons.
That's $200K a point.
Okay, yeah, I definitely did that wrong. That's kind of crazy, though.
So every 5 points is $1 million. It's
kind of wild, actually. That's actually insane.
Brutal.
Ignore my stat line with that, man. I'm not good at math, guys. Just a known fact. Moving on, then you have Anze Kopitar of the LA Kings. So he is the number 1 center this year. I think down the road, he's obviously not. Quinton Byfield will take over that role. But Kopitar so far this year, 7 points in 11 games played. We're at the tail end of his career here. I mean, if we're basing it off career, like he's an elite, maybe even franchise guy, but what do we think? Where does Anze Kopitar rank right now in this time of day?
I would put him in the great tier. Just he's been a Selke candidate for multiple years, including his final season now. Defensive play alone puts him in great. His offense has kind of slipped as the years have gone on, but
which is expected.
Which is expected, exactly. Yeah. But his defensive game is just elite. But he's a great. I put him above Strome. I could maybe put JT Miller.
I'm okay with you could easily argue him being above JT Miller.
I think right now it's like right now in this time of day, Miller's better. But defensively, like I agree. His defensive game is awesome. So I won't disagree with that. Timmy Stu, LeBlanc's favorite number one center. Tim Stützle so far this season with the Ottawa Senators has 14 points in 14 games played as a point-per-game player. Last year had 79 points. He hasn't been able to get back to that 90-point season that he had in 22-23. LeBlanc, where do you think he finishes amongst these centers?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Stützle, as of right now, is the NHL faceoff leader.
Ooh, okay.
He's 68% in the dot.
So therefore, he is franchise.
But we're talking about young players not being good in the dot. Stützle, when he came in, was horrible in the dot, and now he's the NHL leader. So it goes to show you, sometimes it takes a while to get that going. Stützle is quick, he's fast, he has a wicked shot, which he needs to start using more often. He's a very good playmaker, and he's a very, very good defensive. People don't understand how good defensively Tim Stützle is. He's on number one penalty kill for a reason. He's an all-around player in my book, and I really do think he is an elite center in this league.
He's an elite center. Like, I wasn't going to question that.
And I would put him, and I put him above Larkin, and I would maybe put him above Suzuki. That's just the bias, though, maybe.
Tim, I will let you talk before I discuss.
I would definitely put him above Suzuki. I feel like just overall in general, maybe this is a little bit of bias talk. I feel like Suzuki's being a little overrated.
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like that is fair.
I feel like it's just, especially based off of last year, I feel like Suzuki's being overrated a lot in the hockey world. But yeah, I would easily have Stu over Suzuki.
I disagree. If we're basing it off of like today, right now, I think Suzuki's slightly better, in my opinion, just because of the defensive game. Like, and I think last year he had more points than Stu as well. Took a big step last year. I think where it's going to be a debate here for a while. I think right now in this time and day, I think Suzuki is slightly better than Tim Stu.
Tim.
That's not me overrating Suzuki there. I think Suzuki is still a very good center. Like, yeah, he's being overrated. Like, just don't go on Twitter. Like, we let Twitter base our opinions off of it so much, and we see Montreal fans glazing the hell out of this guy. He's not that good, but he's still a very good center. I think he's better than Stu.
I got two things to say. Number one, Craig Button literally said yesterday that it is McKinnon, McDavid, and then, quote, name me another center better than Nick Suzuki. Those are the only two that are better than Nick Suzuki.
I think that was in terms. So I actually watched the full clip of that.
Okay,
and that was in terms of Canadian-born centers.
Okay, because it made it sound like it was just like.
If it's in terms of centers, then then Craig Button's a psychopath. But I think Canadian centers like.
Button's a psychopath in general.
Shifley's yes. Canadian. I would say he's probably in the top 5 if we're looking.
Tim, and then Tim, let's overrule him. Is he better than Suzuki?
No. Is Stu better than Suzuki? Yes. Yes. I got confused. No, I definitely think Stu is better than Suzuki. I think Stützle has a better defensive game than Suzuki.
That's actually a hot take. That's actually a hot take.
I think Stützle's defensive game is underrated.
Like nobody talks about it. When I bring it, and when people bring it up in conversations, like, oh well, no, like because they don't look at stats, they don't watch the games, but like he's a damn good penalty killer.
Oh, he is. I'm not arguing that.
But like, I'll be honest, the free centers right there, like Stützle, Suzuki, and Larkin, you can literally like throw them in a can, shake them up, and like Yahtzee them, and however they come out is what like it's such a hot debate about those three specifically.
Those are the ones that I see the most.
It also helps,
Twitter.
James, with where all three teams are at in the Atlantic right now.
It's like
and how all three
those
teams are in the
three
same
teams
spot.
are going to be the best teams in the Atlantic. So in the next few years, I'd say.
Yeah.
Macklin Celebrini. So Celebrini, and I do want to preface this, he has a point tonight, so his numbers are a little bit skewed. This guy has been like lights out. He's been dynamo for the San Jose Sharks. Has 21 points in 14 games played this year. He's been great for San Jose. He's better than Bedard. I think he's better than Thompson. I think he's in that elite tier.
I agree.
Yeah.
The more we're doing this, I've been, and just looking at it, am I crazy to say we need to move Thompson down to great as a center?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get at the end of the video, but I think, I'll be honest, I would put Celebrini, honestly, above Stützle.
I'm glad you said it and not me, because I agree. I wanted to wait before you said
because, like, as of right now, like, as a point producer, Celebrini is showing what he can do. I'm not too sure about his defensive game, though he plays on the Sharks. So I can't give you a yes or no answer on that. But
yeah,
as for his offensive skills and what he can bring, he's above Stützle right now.
He's already shown the dynamic sense. So
Yeah.
I think Celebrini's right up there with those guys.
Tim?
I mean, I have no complaints. I've loved Macklin since he was coming out of the draft. There were so many. I was one of those people saying going into this season that before this season even started, I said Celebrini was better than Bedard, and that was getting a lot of questionable looks. I'm feeling very vindicated about that take right now.
You don't know that meme? They called me a madman.
That is me right now with this one. That was me in the offseason when I told people that Celebrini was better than Bedard.
He's elite. There's no question of that. Sidney Crosby. Here's a fun one. Crosby, so far this year, 19 points in 15 games played. Guys, he's elite. I'm putting him right here.
I was gonna go spicy and go bold.
What do you think?
I was gonna say franchise, just with how long his career has stayed and how he's been the same, and how consistent he's been throughout his entire career.
You gotta throw the respect to Crosby. He's still a franchise center, even at his old age.
All right, fair enough. I'll put him in franchise. That's fine with me.
Look at the jersey behind me. I've hated this guy.
The longevity, like he's better than Gretzky, and right now in terms of his longevity.
Okay.
Like, not like overall. Like
I'm glad you said longevity. I'm like,
I was gonna say,
with
dial it back a little here.
Been, like Wayne Gretzky, like at this point in his career, like it took him like 60 something games to score his 9th goal in his last season or whatever. Crosby is in 15 games played has 11 goals. This man's cracked, absolutely cracked.
His goal scoring is getting better.
It is,
and he's in year 20.
It is. He's been dynamo. Like there's no argument. He is amazing for Pittsburgh. Like I wasn't even gonna go franchise because I thought that was crazy, but yeah, I'll agree with that.
It's gonna be so crazy when he retires. Like
it's gonna be one of those moments that like everybody you're gonna know like where you were. You're gonna remember for the rest of your life where you were when Sidney Crosby retired.
Yeah, so I just have a style. Like, do you remember when I know it's different sport, but when Kobe Bryant retired, like everybody knew what happened. Like everybody, that was a very highly watched game, and he balled out. And I want to say this: when Mario Lemieux retired, his final game in I think it's the Spectrum where the Flyers used to play.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, the Flyers fans gave him a standing ovation.
That doesn't surprise me. Because as much as we hate the Penguins, we show respect to the good players.
Yeah.
I don't know if Crosby will get that, though. I don't know. Crosby may get like a standing ovation mixed with some booze in there. He could get some claps with some booze. But I as a Flyers fan myself, like I respect the legacy. I respect the player. I wasn't old enough when like Philly was better than him.
I remember those Penguins Flyers series. They were intense. They were really intense.
Remember that time period where there were people who thought Giroux was going to be like a top 3 player in the NHL?
Yep.
And then Philly happened. Anyway, Braden Point of the Tampa Bay Lightning, points so far this year, 9 points in 14 games played. I think Braden Point's very underrated. I feel like he is like firmly at the top of elite tier. It's just a matter of, do you think Hughes is better? Do you think Point is better? What do you guys think about that?
I think you're correct.
Yeah,
Great.
I think you're correct with this one. I would honestly put him above Jack Hughes.
I'll put him above Jack Hughes.
Okay.
I think it's close though. Like it's close.
It's close for sure, but I think I like Point's game a little bit more. Just how he plays. I feel like he does a little bit more off the puck. Maybe not so much defensively, but all around I feel like Point might be just slightly a little bit better.
Okay. Robert Thomas of the St. Louis Blues. Thomas is a fun one. He is a fun guy to discuss. Thomas so far this year with the Blues has not been the greatest. St. Louis overall has not been that great. 8 points in 11 games played. Last year, though, did have 81 points in 70 games played. So he took a big step there for St. Louis. I would say only one season, though, that actually, never mind. He had 86 the year prior. Never mind. I'm going to disregard that. I can't read. I think he's probably in that elite tier, but we're probably going to need to make a change. There's a lot of
I have a hot take.
Uh-oh.
I think Robert Thomas is a little bit overrated.
Really? I thought you were a big fan of Robert Thomas.
I'm a big fan. You be a big fan of them and still have to think about overrated. Like,
okay.
I feel like if we like, I think Suzuki and Robert Thomas play very similar styles of hockey. They're both very good defensively. They both are great playmakers. They're both like all-around players, and I think they both play the exact same way. And I think we should judge them similarly. I think Robert Thomas is better than Suzuki. I think he's better than Stützle. I just think he's a little overrated.
Tim, weigh in here.
Wait, was James saying that Thomas is better than Stu and Suzuki?
Yeah. Are you saying no?
I mean,
I was actually going to put him in the middle between those two.
I don't know if Robert Thomas is good. I don't know if I'd have him over Larkin. Like, I feel like he's just on the bottom of those three. I feel like I would have those three. I would have those three before Robert Thomas.
It's tough. That's actually a tough. So,
like, I definitely, as a center, I would take him over Tage, but I don't know if I would take him over Stu, Suzuki, or Larkin.
Here, I'm gonna ask you both. Where do you two individually want to put him?
Tim, you go first.
I was gonna say bottom end of elite or high end of good.
Good? You mean great?
I meant great, not good.
Where do you want to put him, Nordic?
I was gonna put him between Suzuki and Stu. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's better than Larkin. Like I think he's better than Larkin. Like I think it's close, but I lean Thomas over Larkin. When I look at my center rankings, I had Thomas above Larkin. I actually had Thomas above Suzuki. I'll settle for between the two of them, between Larkin and Suzuki, but
wait, I know how to settle this. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Great.
It's heads.
So I win?
Yes.
All right, great. Yeah, I think he's better than Larkin. LeBlanc, what do you think about that, though?
I'm like I said I'm high on Thomas, but I think I might be the one who's overrating Thomas. That's just how I think about it because we're both of you put him. I think maybe I was being a little foolish putting him like him and Suzuki are like I said they're very similar how they play the game.
Than Larkin is my question.
It's close.
I lean Thomas. And that's not any shade there at Larkin. I just think Thomas is better.
I mean, I look at this like, who would I rather add to my hockey team? I think I would pick Larkin.
Okay. All right. Well, we flipped the coin, and that is sacred.
Yay! Disagreements on the pod.
Yeah, finally. We actually never had. We always agree with everything. This has been a good.
I'm doing my job, folks. I'm doing my job
in terms of that. Ryan O'Reilly up next year. I think we'll agree for the most part on where O'Reilly should be. Ryan O'Reilly so far this season with Nashville, 10 points in 16 games played. He's been a good center, but he might kind of be. I think he's probably down here. Maybe. Where do you guys think?
I'll be honest. I think I would put him below Kadri.
Yeah, I think he's below Kadri.
Am I crazy for saying high end of average?
No, I don't think he's that low end. He's a low end good center. You forget that, like, in previous years he was a very good 1C for a lot of teams, but he is 34 now. He may not be what he once was, but he's producing higher than the guys on average.
Yeah, and you look at his past 2 years, especially in Nashville, it's not been good.
His 2 years in Nashville have been average.
I'm put him at the bottom of good. I'm not going to put him in average.
He's better than those players in average. Like, I look at that and I say that, like, he's better than Couturier. He's better than Monahan for sure. Well, Kadri and him, it might be a little close. I lean Kadri though.
We'll definitely do some shuffling here at the end of the video though, because we got some things to switch up.
Yeah.
Rupe
Hintz up next here then for Dallas, and this kind of puts a big question here. 9 points in 9 games played so far this season. Had 67 the year before. He also missed a couple of games last year. What do we think about Hintz? Very high 75 points, by the way.
I don't even think Hintz is Dallas's number one center.
It could be Johnston.
I feel like it definitely is Johnson.
I went with Hintz. And nobody, and when I sent the list to the group chat, nobody told me otherwise. So
I know.
I was preoccupied coaching. I didn't really look at it.
Well, I mean, that sucks to be you. You know what?
Yeah,
how about you?
Really my fault for not.
How about you quit your job and commit to this podcast? Okay, buddy.
I was doing my other job.
What, this
job? This
is
your main job.
Not that job, James.
Oh, okay.
What do we think about Hintz?
He's a very good center. I'm not ready to put him above a Larkin, a Thomas, or a Suzuki, though.
I'm not either. I think he's probably. I don't know. Is he?
I'm gonna say this. He's at the very top of great. And if we're gonna move, I assume we're gonna move Thompson down too. So I'll put Rupe in great.
Okay. Joel Eriksson Ek then of the Minnesota Wild. Eriksson Ek, so far this season with Minnesota, has 9 points in 16 games played. The year before missed a lot of time as well with injury, but the year before that, 64 points in 77 games played, 61 and 78. You can maybe even argue that maybe Marco Rossi's their 1C, but I went with Eriksson Ek. What do we think about him? I think he's probably lower end of great, but I'm leaning more towards good.
Eriksson Ek is known for his defensive game. He's not known for his offensive game.
Yeah. It's definitely defense first. It's definitely defense first with Eriksson Ek when you think about him.
I honestly want to put him at the bottom of great. I'll put the Mike Bartner doppelganger at the bottom of great.
Tim, what do you think about him?
Yeah, I'd probably put him at the bottom of great.
I'm fine with great. I won't disagree there. And then, last but not least, ironically enough, Alexander Barkov of the Florida Panthers He's missing this whole season with injury. I don't think that depicts where he should be, though. I think he's a franchise center.
Yeah,
I agree.
So where do you rank him here in terms of these guys?
I would put him above Crosby.
Yeah, I would put him above Crosby.
Hot take.
Ooh.
I had him above Matthews in my center rankings this year.
If we're going to do that, then I think I want to move Eichel up.
Yeah, if we're going to do that, I want Eichel above Matthews too.
Okay. I'll settle for that for now. Okay, That is our initial list here. I know there's going to be changes we want. First off, we all agree we'll move Thompson down to great.
Put him below Rupe.
Below Hintz, okay. What else do we want to debate here?
Do we want to move Eriksson Ek to good?
Yeah, I feel like I look at how many guys are in great. I mean, like, again, like, he is a good center, but especially in recent years, I mean, he hasn't played a lot.
I would probably put him in good.
Yeah, but I think he's like a higher end good center.
Do we want to?
I mean, we can debate the.
I know. I'm not moving Larkin out of elite.
I wasn't debating that.
I wasn't going to let you guys do that one.
No, I wasn't debating that.
Do we want to move?
I don't have control for it, but I wasn't going to let you guys move Larkin.
Do you want to make the average tier have 5 instead of 3?
Do we want to make that average / washed?
No.
I like now that I think about it, with what Tim said, I think O'Reilly might be an average.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'll put O'Reilly on average.
And then I don't want to put Kadri on average because I feel like Kadri's been actually really good this year.
No, that's not fair. I don't think that's fair.
I don't think it's fair to Kadri to put him in average. Do we move Strome down?
I have an opinion. No, I think Strome isn't great. I have an opinion.
I'm listening.
I don't know if it's too early, and maybe I'm being too biased because he did just have 4 points tonight, and he's been awesome. I kind of think Bedard might be a low end elite guy now.
I'll allow it.
You'll allow it?
Yeah. Tim?
I don't hate it.
I think he's elite, man. He's having a great season already. Like he's already nearly halfway to what he had last year in points. And we're in November.
Put him below Yeah, put him below Larkin.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue like he's better than Larkin. Like, no, I'm not going to say that. But yeah, I think he's actually in a low end elite now at this point. I think.
Would you move Leo over Cooley?
Right now, probably. I'm not gonna lie.
I would.
With all due respect to Cooley, and like again, he's on one of my favorite teams.
Would you move Leo above Tage? I almost would.
Now, are we disrespecting Tage?
Yeah, I think we are.
A little bit, but I'm also thinking of this from a center tier list.
Yeah, well, I'm going with who's the better player right now. And the better player right now is Tage.
If it's purely center, then this whole list is like...
Is chopped.
Pretty different. It's pretty different.
Yeah.
I feel... So are we saying Zacha's the worst center in the league? Starting center in the league. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And that sucks for me to say because I don't think he's bad. Again, there's no bad centers in this league. But
there's no bad ones.
And I know we said that at the beginning of the video, but when you're looking at all of these centers, like there's guys who are franchised, there are guys who are elite. Like there are guys in great that you could argue are elite centers. Like I won't disagree with you. I would say over half of the league is elite. Maybe more than that. And again, I think that there is a very small portion of centers here where I say like, yeah, they're probably not an elite center or they're not a great center. It's a very short portion of players, but they're not bad players. They're still very good players. It's just that there's so many good players in this league that it really limits it from being, it really, degrades these guys down. But there's no bad centers. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
So do we agree with the list in the current state as it is right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then there you go. That is it for our centers tier list. Another fun hour-long discussion video there. We love to have debates on the channel about these. And it's good to see that we have disagreements this time because whenever me and LeBlanc would do this, we always.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
it would be very boring. And I think getting Tim in here who has really helped.
I'm doing my job.
We're looking forward to doing the wingers here very soon. That we'll do on the channel as well. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below on how we ranked your teams, your centers. We'll do wingers next probably, but thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe to the Nordcast Network down below. Follow the MVP on all their socials. But regardless, that is it for us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.